Hey everybody, it's Callie and I'm back with another process video, and today I have a cheeky studio process for you. So I'm starting out with that blue background paper, that blue polka dot paper there, or it's really going to be a photo mat for me, a very large photo mat. That is from the Felicity Jane Emmeline collection. And then I'm going to back it with that piece of Amy Tangerine paper. I believe it was from I think it's a Shine collection, and it was from a Cheeky Studio kit. Now I don't remember which kit it was, and I forgot to look it up before I started this, so I will link it in the description if it's still available, if that kit is still available. So this layout looks totally different than I thought, because originally I thought I'd kind of do a frame with that floral paper, and I end up doing something completely different. So I'm originally now starting to think about doing it like that, with the floral in the upper right hand corner, or upper left hand corner, not right hand corner, is where that is. And I'm also wanting to take that photo of the whole altar area of the church and put it on that coral paper. That also is a scrap that I had left from a Cheeky Studio kit, and again I forgot to look it up, so I will link it if I can. And I realized that that photo, which is now my focal photo, kind of faces off to the left, so I totally flipped this layout. I even flipped the floral paper where that was sitting on the border. And once in a while I like to do this with a border, just to do something a little bit different, so it's not just a square border. Alright, so now I'm going to quickly just add the photo to the photo mat there. And now I'm going to work with the die cuts from the Cheeky Studio Midnight Florals Ephemera. This is probably, well, I know it's not probably, it is my absolute favorite of all of the die cuts that Cheeky Studio does. I bought one pack and I'm on my second pack now of this ephemera because I love it so very, very much. So I'm just going to take those florals, and I have some journaling to do here, so I am going to add 3 journaling spots here. And I want to cover up the corner of that photo, so I'm thinking about putting one of the florals there. And then I'm thinking about extending them. I want them to kind of extend across this bottom corner, but I'm not loving the floral cluster to do that. So I'll play with these for a little bit to figure out. That one's a little bit too big. So what these photos are from is I was in Philadelphia visiting my nephew and his wife, and they go to an Albanian Orthodox church. She is Albanian. Her father's relatives are Albanian. So and she also lived in Albania for a while, so that's definitely a big thing for them. And I had never been to an Orthodox church, much less an Albanian Orthodox church, so it was very, very interesting for me to do this. I had toured a Greek Orthodox church in the big city near where I live, because it happens to be a Frank Lloyd Wright building as well. But anyway, I'd never been to a service before. So it was very interesting for me, very different than the particular way that I practice my beliefs, but interesting nonetheless. And I love the sense of community. It was very, very family focused as we were there. And then after the services, we went upstairs to their like community room, and they had like a little luncheon that a family provided, and they do that every week. So it was very, very cool, and they were very loving and complimentary about my nephew and his wife and how much they loved them, so, and how much they were part of their family. So it was their church family. So it was very, very cool to see that all in action. Alright, so back to the layout. What I'm doing now is I decided that I needed not more floral clusters but long elements, and there are these longer floral and leaf pieces within this ephemera pack, and I love using these pieces from this pack that way. In this particular case, I'm going to use leaves and flowers. Sometimes I'll use feathers because there's feathers in this pack as well. And I never used feathers until I met Tuesday and the Cheeky Studio brand, and now I actually have embraced them. I love the feathers from this particular pack. And I like the richness of the colors in this pack remind me of the richness of the colors in this church. And I did take other photos, but they had turned I went back down after I'd finished eating during the like the lunch hour afterwards, but they had turned the lights off in the church, so I couldn't get very good photos. And I was trying to be, that photo of the altar area I did take from our seats when we sat down, and it's informal until the service starts. And my nephew said it was fine and all of that, but I didn't want to be, like running around and disturbing people as they were trying to pray and that kind of stuff as their service began or before their service began. All right, so I also, since I did that clustering with the longer pieces on the bottom, I want to do that on the top as well, but I also don't want that to look like antlers, so I'm kind of working to do that. Right now I have 2 narrow pieces and it just looks like antlers to me. So I'm working on that and trying to think, and actually now that I look at it, I didn't like it on the side when I was doing it, but that was actually okay. I just wanted it to take up more of that corner up there. And I'm trying the antlers thing again. And then I find this particular little flower, and that is perfect. It takes up more space so it doesn't look like antlers. All right, so I have that done. Okay, and it's looking pretty good to me. Now I need to do a title, and I am going to totally mispronounce this, but the name of the church is actually St. John Chrysostom. So I'm not quite sure the significance of that. I should probably look that up considering I was there. But anyway, but that's a very long title, and I didn't have enough of the letters to do that. So I'm just going to take these Studio Calico letters or these alpha stickers in gold and spell out St. John here, or St. John's I should say. And then what I'll do is, because I don't have a period and I don't have the punctuation anyway, what I'm going to do is I'll take my white pen later on and actually add that in when I'm all done at the end of this. I think I do it off camera. And it's escaping me. I use a gold pen and a white pen from the same place, and I can't remember what it is, but anyway, or the same vendor. So I'm just getting these down here, trying to decide how this is going to work and how best to put them on. The nice part is I can line them up with the polka dots. I'm not loving how the gold letters are staying down though, so I might go back in with a little bit of my Scotch Quick Dry eventually to make sure that those actually stay down. And I will take my gold pen and journal, but there's a slightly slicker surface on these. It's not a slick surface, and the gold pen didn't do very well on it, so I had to go back over it again. So just kind of watch that. If you're using these regular markers and the regular pens I use, never a problem with these surfaces, but the Uniball Signo. So my Uniball Signo in gold did not like this surface. The white did great on the gold letters though, but I think that's it's more painterly. All right, so then the last thing I'm adding here are these Webster's Pages Dream in Color enamel dots, and there's so much gold in this Orthodox church that I wanted to add lots of gold enamel dots here, and I think I decided just to use them all up. because that totally made sense. All right, guys, that's all done. Here's the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Don't forget to use 10%, or to get 10% off, use the code Kelly10 on any Cheeky Studio order except for the kits. Bye.